Welcome to History Love, where we explore the stories, people, and events that shaped our world. Let's dive into the past and uncover history's most fascinating moments. The Battle of Gonzales, the spark that ignited a revolution. A land of tension and rebellion. The sun burned over the Texas frontier, casting long shadows on the settlements that dotted the rugged landscape. A decade earlier, Mexico had opened its doors to foreign immigrants, inviting them to settle in the vast border regions including Texas. Green DeWitt, an ambitious impresario, established a colony near the Guadalupe River, naming its heart Gonzales. But life on the frontier was far from peaceful. Raiding Comanche warriors, shifting political tides in Mexico City, and the ever-present question of slavery created an uneasy balance. When Mexico outlawed slavery in 1829, tensions flared. Though Tejano secured an exemption, allowing American settlers to keep their enslaved laborers, the government soon tightened its grip, closing the borders to further U.S. immigration in 1830. By 1835, the air was thick with unrest. Mexican President Antonio López de Santa Anna had abandoned the Federalist Constitution of 1824, transforming himself into a dictator. Across the country, rebellions erupted, and the settlers of Texas found themselves on the edge of war. The cannon that became a cause. Amidst the political turmoil, the town of Gonzales clung to a peculiar symbol of resistance. A 6-pounder cannon loaned to them by the Mexican government in 1831. Originally sent to help fend off Native American raids, the weapon now took on a new meaning. When a minor altercation between a Mexican soldier and a local resident occurred in September 1835, tensions reached a breaking point. Fearing the cannon might be used against his forces, Colonel Domingo de Ugartequia, the Mexican commander in Texas, ordered its retrieval. On September 27, Lieutenant Francisco de Castañeda led a detachment of 100 soldiers toward Gonzales, intent on reclaiming the cannon. But the settlers had no intention of surrendering their prized artillery. As soon as word spread, they hid the cannon, removed all boats from the Guadalupe River, and sent out urgent calls for reinforcements. When Castañeda and his men arrived, they were met by a small band of determined Texians blocking their path. "You'll have to wait for our leader to return," they declared, buying time as more armed settlers poured into town. The Mexican troops made camp on a nearby hill, unaware that the town was transforming into a powder keg ready to explode. The Texians stand their ground. By the night of October 1st, Gonzales had become a rallying point. Volunteers streamed in from neighboring settlements, and the Texians unearthed the hidden cannon, mounting it on cart wheels. With no proper cannonballs, they filled it with metal scraps, determined to make every shot count. At dawn, the Texians unfurled a makeshift flag, a simple white banner painted with a black cannon and 4 defiant words, "Come and take it." It was a direct challenge, a call to arms. Moore, now leading the militia, offered Castañeda a choice: abandon Santa Anna's tyranny and fight for the Constitution of 1824, or prepare for battle. Though sympathetic to the Texians' cause, the Mexican lieutenant had his orders. The cannon roared. The first shot of the Texas Revolution had been fired. The first battle for Texas. Chaos erupted as Texian muskets cracked through the morning fog. Castañeda ordered his cavalry to charge, but the Texians, using the trees as cover, fired a devastating volley. The Mexican horsemen wheeled back, leaving one of their own wounded on the battlefield. Realizing he was outgunned and outnumbered, Castañeda made a difficult decision. He ordered his troops to retreat, unwilling to waste his soldiers' lives on a fight he could not win. The Texians, victorious, cheered as the Mexican column disappeared over the horizon. The war had begun. News of the skirmish spread like wildfire. The settlers had defied the Mexican army, and the revolution had begun. Though the battle itself had been small, its significance was monumental. The defiant stand at Gonzales united the Texians and set the stage for the brutal and bloody struggle that would follow. In the months to come, the fight for Texas independence would intensify, culminating in legendary battles at the Alamo, Goliad, and San Jacinto. But it all started here with a borrowed cannon, a hastily painted flag, and a defiant cry, "Come and take it." The Mexican response. Santa Anna, the self-proclaimed ruler of Mexico, was not a man to tolerate insubordination. Long before the first shots were fired, he had sensed unrest brewing in Texas. The events at Gonzales only confirmed his fears. His grasp over the region was slipping. With swift determination, he ordered his brother-in-law, General Martín Perfecto de Cas, to crush the defiance before it could grow into a full-scale rebellion. Cas wasted no time. Leading an army of 500 men, he arrived in Goliad on October 2nd. 3 days later, upon hearing of the Texian resistance in Gonzales, he set his sights on San Antonio de Béjar, where he would make his stand, rallying the revolution. Gonzales, once a small and struggling settlement, had now become the beating heart of the Texian resistance. The town was no longer just a place, it was a symbol, a rallying cry for all who opposed Santa Anna's tightening grip. On October 11th, the gathered revolutionaries made a crucial decision. They unanimously elected Stephen F. Austin as their leader. Though he had little military experience, Austin was the face of the Texian cause, a man whose voice could summon fighters from across the land. With the banner of revolution raised, Austin wasted no time. The very next day he led his growing army on a march towards San Antonio de Béjar. Their goal, to lay siege to Casa's forces and drive the Mexican army from Texas. The road ahead would be long and bloody, but the Battle of Gonzales had set something unstoppable into motion. By the year's end, every Mexican soldier in Texas had been forced to retreat. The revolution had begun. Thanks for joining us on this journey through history. If you love this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to History Love. Together, let's keep the love for history alive. See you in the next chapter.